Hello guys, today we are looking at indices. Today we are looking at indices, exponents, whatever you call it, how to solve them, and we have two questions here that we are going to deal with. But before we can deal with these questions, we have to know the laws of indices. What are the laws of indices? So we're going to see them one after the other. Number one law, if we have something like this, a raised to the power m times a raised to the power n, since this a and a is the same, our answer will be a m plus n. That is the law in indices. Another law we're going to be looking at is the law of division. This is the law of multiplication, the law of division. When do we divide? If we have a raised to the power m divided by a raised to the power n, then we'll write our a, which is common, and m minus n. The division changes to minus. The next rule or law we're going to be looking at is a raised to the power 0. A raised to the power 0. What do we do when we have a number raised to the power of 0? Any number raised to the power of 0, according to the law of indices, is equal 1. The next law is when we have a raised to the power minus m. A raised to the power minus m. What happens when we have a raised to the power minus m? The minus changes to 1 over, and we have a raised to the power m. This minus changes to 1 over, we have a raised to the power m. The fifth law we're going to be looking at is a raised to the power m n. A raised to the power m n. What do we do when there is bracket? We multiply. Our answer will be a raised to the power m times n. That's a raised to the power m n. The sixth rule that we're going to be looking at is a raised to the power of 1 over n. What do we do when we have a raised to the power 1? A raised to the power of 1 over n. So it will now change to a root of this, and then we'll have n root a raised to the power 1 equals n root a. So after looking at all these laws, we can now attempt our question here. And number one question says 4 raised to the power 3n plus 1 times 64 raised to the power n minus 2 is equal to 1. So before we can do any of these things, we must have to change this one first. Make this one and this one the same. How do we do that? With 4 3n plus 1. We can also make this 64 4. How? By changing 4 raised to the power 3. Because 4 raised to the power 3, 4 times 4 times 4 is 64. And then we have in bracket n minus 2 here equals 1. So from here we have 4 here, we have 4 here. We can now take 1 and say 4 3n plus 1 plus, we will expand this bracket, 3 times n giving us 3n minus 3 times 2 giving us 6 is equal 1. So from here we collect like terms. 4 raised to the power 3n plus 3n gives us 6n, and 1 minus 6 gives us minus 5 equals 1. So 4 raised to the power 6n minus 5 is equal 1. And from here, what do we do? We also know that for us to get 1, what is 1? In this rule that says any number raised to the power of 0 is equal to 1. So we can equate us, we can say 4 raised to the power 6n minus 5 is equals 4 raised to the power 0. Why? Because 4 raised to the power 0 is still giving us 1. So we can say something like that to make sure we have the same figures here. So from here, 4 we cancel 4 according to the rule of indices, and we have 6n minus 5 equals 0. So we collect like terms. 6n is equal 0. When minus crosses the equal to, it changes to plus 5, and then 6n is equal 5. From here we divide both sides by 6, the coefficient of the letter to get n, and then n equals 5 over 6. So here n equals 5 over 6, and the next question we're going to take, 16 raised to the power n equals 0.125. How do we go about it? So we say 16 raised to the power n equals 0.125. First, let's change it to fraction. If we change it to fraction, this one becomes 1. Point becomes 1, 0, 0, 0. It gives us 125 over 1000. And then 16 raised to the power n is equal 125. Cancel 1 to 5, it gives us 1. This here, it gives us 8. So 16 raised to the power n is equals 1 over 8. And from here, 16 is 2 raised to the power 4 times n, that's 2 raised to the power of 4n, equals 1 over 8 is 2 raised to the power of 3. So from here, 2 raised to the power of 4n is equal to 2 raised to the power minus 3, according to this law of indices. So 2 cancel 2, 4n equals minus 3. Divide by 4, divide both sides by 4, the coefficient of the letter n is equal to minus 3 over 4. Thank you very much. God bless you.